In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 steps for you to take to align with your dream reality. If you've been frustrated by putting a lot of effort out and seeing no results, or maybe you see a little bit of movement, but no matter what, you end up right back where you started, this video is going to clear up any confusion that you have, and taking these 3 steps will align you with that dream reality. Because the good news is it exists right now in the quantum field. The only thing standing in the way of you and experiencing it is who you are being. And if you watch until the end of this video, you will understand exactly how you can start being in alignment with that dream reality now. So let's get started. First thing you've got to understand is that it's all about energy. That ideal version of you is sending out a unique electromagnetic signature. This is according to Dr. Joe Dispenza. And Neville Goddard would say that ideal version of you has a set of assumptions that align with those experiences. So the electrical part is your thoughts, and the magnetic part is actually your feelings. And Neville Goddard says the secret is the feeling. So that exists right now in the quantum field, the equal experience of you sending this out. However, right now, your electromagnetic signature, your thoughts and your feelings are heavily dictated from the past. Whatever experiences you grew up in primarily, that early on environment basically gave you an imprint in your psycho-cybernetic mechanism, your self-image. Neville Goddard would say your self-concept. So even though we have 20 to 50 million bits of information coming into our subconscious, the subconscious will filter out all but about 40 of those data points. And what is allowed to come through is whatever aligns with who you believe yourself to be. And the reason that you can't see opportunities that align with this dream reality right now is because you don't see with your eyes, you actually see with your mind, and it's heavily dictated from the past. So you keep seeing through the lens of the past, and you keep finding situations, circumstances, people that magnetically align with that. So you just perpetuate it. You don't do this because you want to. For one, this is familiar, and it's also where you feel safe. So what you first got to do is understand that this is going on. For me personally, a lot of this had to do with romantic situations. I felt that no matter what I did, I was going to be abandoned unless I was a hero, unless I basically made somebody else's life better. If I didn't do that consistently all the time, they were going to leave me. I continued to actually leave myself, my needs, and the things that I wanted so that I could be there for them. So I continually had thoughts and feelings that aligned with abandonment. So all I could find is energies in my outside world that aligned with that, because I was actually emotionally unavailable to myself, because I was so hyper fixated on the other person. I got a reflection of no one was actually there with me, and I kept seeing through the lens of the past, the conditions and programs of my mind. That's what I was seeing through. So opportunities that were in this reality over here, I literally could not perceive of with my senses. So I continued to do this over and over and over again until I started to become aware of this. I started to become aware of my perceptual bias, my filters of abandonment. So when I became aware of my own perceptual bias, meaning that I was blocking out everything and I was only looking for people, situations, circumstances where I could earn my worth. Once I started to become aware of that, I could make a new choice. There's a moment, there's something in your outside world happens, and there's a moment before you put a meaning on it or you interpret it. And the more I became aware of that, this person, the story I'm telling myself is they're actually leaving me. I haven't done enough, or I messed up, and their distance is a direct reflection of me. The more I became aware that I kept putting those labels on every single situation, when I did that, I kept energetically being connected to the past. The first thing to do to align with your dream reality is start becoming aware of where you are energetically connected to the past. Because as you do that, just continue to send out the electromagnetic signature of the past. keeping you, blocking you from aligning with your future. So for me, it was becoming aware of the meanings, the labels. What did I believe about myself? And then when I became more conscious of that, why? What situation happened in my early on life where I took it as something about me? The more and more you become aware of what meaning, what label are you putting on somebody's behavior in regards to you. The more you start cutting that and making a new choice, the more you can start creating room to shift to this new version of yourself. Now, the second thing that you need to do to align with that dream reality has to do with your early on experience. Are you seeing a theme here? So early on, your caretaker was the authority in your life. Even if this person was not nice to you, maybe they were actually abusive in some way, shape, or form, or they could actually have really good intentions and be really loving. Either way, that adult or those adults had authority because you as a child could not take care of yourself. And so because of that, you were dependent and you had to outsource to this authority, this person who knew better than you did. And in that structure, that's how you literally stayed alive. You had to outsource your authority so that this person could help you survive in the world. So now what happens though is it's not only physical in the world, it also becomes emotions. Whoever this person thought you should be, told you who you should be, or who you perceived you had to be accepted by them. Because guess what? Acceptance by them meant survival. So a lot of times this means leaving your needs, leaving your true sense of self and how you feel about yourself, and you edit it compared to this person right here. And again, this person could have been abusive. This person could have been very well-meaning. What I want you to get right now is the dynamic. So if you went and you were like, hey, I want to connect, and this person was too busy, this person had a lot on their plate, maybe they said that verbally, or maybe just you perceived that them being preoccupied or something was more important, then you thought, oh, since they don't find me a priority, I must not be important. Another thing that could have happened is they could have talked really terrible to you and said some really shitty stuff. Or maybe they told you, why can't you be like them? If you're like that person over there, then you'll be good. What you thought about yourself was, I'm not worthy for just myself. It's what I do. So I must continually work for my worth. Now realize that's because of who you interpreted you had to be according to this early on environment, this one person, this group of people, whatever it was, who you had to be. And then based on their opinion of who you should be, how you should be, or simply how you perceived you had to be for them to accept you, that is what's heavily formed your self-image. And if right now you keep working towards an ideal situation, this dream life, and you don't feel worthy, or you feel like you have to get a validation or permission or approval, that's because this is the second thing you have to do to align with your dream reality. You have to claim your inner authority. You have to take this back. And again, it was right that you did that early on because you had to, but it's staying outside yourself. So if you're looking for the validation, looking for permission, something keeps happening and then you heavily doubt yourself and you're looking for somebody outside of you to give you the okay so that it will change your self-image or change, whatever you're feeling about the situation, you've got to realize that you are your own inner authority. Only you can give yourself the permission, the validation, the approval to be. It is wonderful for you to be your highest expression because not only does that serve yourself, but that allows you to serve the world at a higher capacity. We need you to do that. But if you're stuck here, waiting, hoping, confused, afraid of failure, afraid of success, it's because of this still relating to your sense of safety through someone else. And right now, this could be your husband, wife, romantic partner. This could be your boss. This could still be your parents. Somebody in your life right now, you're waiting for them to say yes, to give you permission, or this could actually be money. You're waiting for them to give you the okay so that you can go on. You got to claim that authority. For me personally, it was about not waiting for me to find love in the outside world, but for me to understand what end experience emotionally was I looking for. I didn't want just a person next to me. I wanted to feel appreciated. I wanted to feel loved. I wanted to feel connection. And I had to realize I claimed that, and I realized I am safe to experience those first and foremost. 2, I had to start having those emotions in my body to start sending out the electromagnetic signature. Also 2, re-reasoning, seeing this whole situation in a new way. I can't earn my worth. My worth is inherent. I can never lose it. I can never do anything to make it go away. It was my distortion of myself that was blocking me from the truth of myself. And when I started to do that, I started to send out a new electromagnetic signature by seeing this with my adult eyes, taking it from implicit inside of me and taking it and looking at it explicit and allowing myself to see it in a different way. The more I did this, the more I claimed that inner authority and was able to move differently because of doing this. So the third thing that you'll have to do to shift into your dream reality is to understand with your current experience in life, you have a self-image or self-concept, right? That you're not worthy. Maybe you have no value, or that no matter what you do, everyone's going to leave you. Well, these views and values and lenses of how you see the world, it's going to reflect back to you rejection or abandonment, lack. That could be both a lack of love, and that could also be a lack of money, as well as people potentially who continue to disrespect you, who put you down, or maybe even betrayal kind of energy. And that's because of what is in the subconscious. These are the seeds, and this is basically the fruit of those seeds. So your ideal self-concept that you're wanting to shift into, you have your self-concept or your self-image, worthy, valuable, deserving. This is just a small example of what it could be. And those seeds are going to produce different experience. Maybe it's love, it's money, abundance. So the thing you have to do is start to tap into not the end result, not the fruit of what you want to experience, but what is your dream self-concept? What seeds do you need to start believing that you are in order to produce this end result or this experience that you want? Because a lot of times people look at the end result of their ideal self-concept, but in relation to their current views of themselves. So this right here is just going to probably make you feel like you're not worthy and you're not valuable. What you got to start doing is not focusing on the outside, not focusing on the 3D. You hear a lot too, people say the 3D doesn't matter. Well, it's reflecting back to you potentially information that's going to help you shift this. So if you block this out and understand, oh, the reason I want abundance is to feel safe, is to feel secure. And somebody who would feel safe and secure, they feel deserving to do that. And maybe it's about love. Well, I don't want this person just sitting next to me. There's an emotion, an end emotion that you're wanting to feel. And if you start tapping into that, you can start actually tapping into the emotion and practicing. Literally, this is a lot of Dr. Joe's work, is sitting there in meditation and starting to feel that. Practice feeling that feeling in your body. It's not about having $1 million. It's about the end emotion of having $1 million. Freedom, safety, security, whatever it is. You know how to feel that because at one part in your life, no matter what avenue of experience, there's a little tiny seed, at least, of that. One time that you felt secure, one time you felt safe, one time that you felt free. So you have the ability to feel it when you start understanding what you're trying to feel. Take whatever it is in your dream reality and dense it down to that end emotion. Then start thinking, okay, what would a person need to believe about themselves in order to have these emotions in their life? For me personally, when it came to love, I had so much abandonment and I didn't feel worthy. And I thought, oh, if I manifest this person, then they're going to help me feel worthy. So I continue to not feel worthy and look for love and hope for love. But energetically and in my thoughts, I was sending out the same signature. So nothing changed. It's only when I realized I had a distorted understanding of who I was based on how I related to getting my needs met as a kid, Then I realized, oh, I'm actually already worthy. Oh, the more I love and accept myself now, the more I understand that the feeling that I'm looking for is connection, is security, is safety. I can start tapping into those feelings now because I do feel worthy. I do feel deserving. And you grow just the same as you go into a gym and you lift weights, you're going to grow your capacity. The same with anything. You can build your capacity, and the more it feels familiar for you to feel these feelings and view yourself this way, the more and more you're going to send out that new signature. The more you're going to start to look out different lenses, because your energy is different from that of the past. So you're going to align with different experiences. Following these 3 steps can change your energy entirely, which will help you align with that dream version of yourself now. If you need a little bit more support on how to let go of those lower level emotions, this video right here is going to break it down. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you haven't done so already, join this community, and I will see you on the next one.